Hi, Mag. Buongiorno. And to the person who said yesterday, why are you filming vertically? It's because I'm on a tablet. And if I do it the other way, it's like faffing about to get the right height. And I can't be bothered, so that is why. Yeah, it's just going to be a quick chat. It's early anyway, so I don't know who will come in, if they come in now or later. But I just thought while I was on a coffee break, I'd mention about what I'm talking about tomorrow. Also, it's a hair chat because these are... how long have I had these? I've had these in since January the 2nd. So nearly coming up to 3 months. Hang on a minute. And I'm just going to do a quick chat about my hair and the antennae again. For some people who might have missed it ages ago, just because I heard somebody yesterday also talking about Buddhas, or Buddhists, I should say, with bald heads and the thing behind that. And I thought, oh, yeah, it could make sense. Devin, I like to listen to Devin, and every time I go, oh no, he's coming. Oh, thank you, Devin, if you're watching. Thank you very much for commenting on my little song. I know you make songs as well. I don't know if you are listening or you will be listening at some point. If anyone knows Devin Elon Maggi from Flat Earth Paradise. Oh, hey, I thought he'd gone live then. I was like, oh no, he's gone live while I'm on again. I can't listen to him with your secret filming. Hi, Jackie Evans. So I'm just going to do a quick chat on the hair, the magic behind her. If you don't know the little antennae, I don't mean dreadlocks, I just mean long hair. Dreadlocks as well. But if you're new to the channel, I had dreadlocks put in at the beginning of January. So I've been wanting them for a couple of years. I was going to try and do it myself. I'm growing mine so fun. Yeah, so if you know so I always knew long hair, there was something in long hair, because if you look at, and this actually goes off, I think, what Devin was saying the other day with his friend that was trying to watch, and then I lost the stream and then I couldn't get back on the secret one, which I'll sort of go into is, I did say the other day about when women cut the hair, when it's long and they cut the hair and they get rid of a relationship or something, it's like, oh, I'm going to cut my hair, I feel like a change, I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. No, I'm not. And it's like you're cutting energy off, because everything's energy. You're cutting that energy out, that stale energy, that bad relationship, if anyone gets what I'm saying. Women normally do it. Oh, I'm going to cut my hair now. I've always had long hair, and then I've dyed it, and then I've cut it short. Now, if anyone goes back to when I was first on YouTube, it was short with a long fringe, but it was shorter than that. It was like 4 inches long, which does not suit me. I didn't actually like it, but I had a hair disaster with bleach. But I did also want to cut my hair because it was after a bad relationship, and I must have just been like, oh, and then had to grow it all out. Patience is a virtue, and all the different stages of hair growth you have to go through. Like, I had a long fringe, and then it grew out in a bob, and I had to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And my hair is about here, but when I had the dreadlocks put in, because it's my real hair, dreadlocks, I had about just a bit of the ends extended because it shrunk up, and I don't like that look because it sticks out and I can't really do anything with it. The reason why I had dreadlocks is, one, I do like the look, but it wasn't a fashion statement. It was because I have naturally curly hair. It was getting longer. It was getting in knots. If you actually leave your hair, whether it's straight or not, it will start matting up anyway. And it's not down to one culture, because people just seem to think it's like one race and one culture that have dreadlocks. How dare you? It's culture appropriate and all that. That's rubbish. If you look back, hi Karen B, if you look back, yeah, yours is naturally curly, gets on my nerves. It's just hard to manage, and it's getting longer, when it gets longer. And it's not, Vikings had long hair, they had dreads and plaits. Native American Indians actually had long hair, obviously, but some did have dreads too. Spiritual Indian people, loads of people around the realm had dreadlocks way back when, years ago. And I had dreads. Oh, did you know? I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Karen. That's good. So it's not just from one culture or race, but we're told it is out there. And that's why people get so on people's backs on YouTube when, say, a Caucasian person has had dreadlocks. It's like, you need to go and do your research properly. But going into that, I had mine done because my hair's curly. It was getting knotty. It gets greasy really quickly from doing this all the time, and it was just getting on my nerves. So I just thought, I've been looking, I thought, do you know what? I know about the antennae thing with long hair, which is connection to spirit, to the ether, to the source, to whatever you want to say, the longer it gets. Not saying if you've got short hair, you're not. I'm just saying it's known, especially in what I researched was the Native American Indians, when they went into they asked to go into the army, when the men had long hair, and they were really good at tracking and things like that. But when they had the hair cut off like really short, like the USA Army did, they lost all their senses, sensing little antennae, sensing. So they brought back in that the Native American Indians for tracking and that don't have to cut the hair because they needed them, with their with their antennae. So they're known as antennae. And when you think about it, every animal, every insect has some sort of either antennae or hair. And if people go, what are you talking about? It's like, well, bumblebees have little hairs. Butterflies have little hairs on the body and the little antennae. We have hairs all over our body. It's not just the hair on our head. We do have fine hair, everywhere apart from the palms of our hands and the palms of our feet. So what the hell is hair for? Why were we born with hair? Hi, Martin. Why were we born with hair? Because the receptors, they're like, and that's why when you go, oh, got a cold chill or something like that, you go, oh, my hair stood up on end. Yeah. And it's also connected inside you as well to all your nervous system and so on and so forth. Yeah, the ears have little hairs. Everywhere has hairs. People don't even think about it. Spiders have hairs. Everything has hairs. Insects, animals and everything. Obviously fish don't, things in the sea, but on land, we have hairs. And now my finger's tingling now. Even tiny little ones. So think about that. But think about the ether, the source, the vril, this energy that's all about us. If you've got long hair, the light receptors are picking up on, just imagine, the longer the hair, the more it's in the ether, like it's sort of picking up more, The longer your antennae, the longer the what would you call it, like your phone stand, what do you call it? The radio antenna, the longer it is, why are they so high? To reach the sky, to the ether, just like a church, high tapper, just like a church, just like most things that are reaching up to the sky, Tesla, the pyramids, so on and so forth, they're always reaching up. So hair is an antennae, and that's why most people, yogis, they have dreadlocks or long hair, have really long hair. The spiritualness of the long hair is connected to the spirit realm. I'm just about to look at something. And if you didn't know that, it's good to go and research it. But also what I saw Devin talking about with his friend, I think it was Devin, was him and his friend were talking about hair, they're growing their hair out. Oh, it was another guy. Maybe it wasn't last night. It was another guy. He was growing his hair out. He had his daughter on the channel. And he was growing his hair out because he said, I just feel more connected. It's easier. I don't have to keep going and getting my hair cut. Yeah, what about us slapheads? Well, you just need to grow a beard, you say. You just need to grow a beard. So, I'm going to go into boldies in a minute. And then if you think about it, years and years and years back, years, centuries ago, men and women had long hair. It was only when the fashion came in, or let's say the Romans, because I think the Romans had short hair. No wonder they were disconnected. No wonder they wanted to bring all the shite-ass stuff in, because they weren't connected to the source up above and all around us and everywhere and all the space around us. So, hi Martin, hi Joe, and Karen and Tapper and Jackie, and who else was in? No One's Flower, and blah blah blah. And Mark, I just saw Mark up there. And whoever else is watching is it just makes sense when you look into it. So, you know, it's fashion that are getting women to cut the hair short, all these styles and that styles, and dye your hair and kill your antennae off and all that. That's how I sort of see it. That's why I'm letting my grey come in. Well, you can't really see it on here. But like I said, this was put in January, so I've not had it that long. And just before I carry on with the chat, it's going fluffy because I'm a little bit lazy with it, and it all needs neatening up, which I will do this weekend, which means you have to palm roll it, and I crochet mine because all the little hairs start coming out and you have to get them back in so it looks neat, you know, because I want it to look neat. But it's done okay for 3 months, and you can do a lot with it. I can do more with my hair like this than I could before, you know. It doesn't smell because you wash it. For all the naysayers who think, oh my God, you don't wash it. I wash mine once a week. That's what I did anyway with curly hair, because curly hair is quite hard to manage anyway. I stopped dyeing my hair. I have like 30% grey head. I can feel the difference not using dry. Not using the dry. Yeah. A lot of people are going grey. It's like your halo, isn't it? Just being your true authentic self instead of covering up. And the thing is, if you are dyeing your hair, you have to dye it like every 2 weeks. It is annoying. But yeah, and what I'm going to try and do this weekend is I'm going to try and make it look all pretty coming into springtime, coming into the spring equinox. Oh, Stara. I might put some, you can't see this colour, I might put some lilac in because my birthstone's amethyst, and I'm going to try and make some dread beads with little crystals in. So I think they'd look pretty cute in my hair. You can dress dreads up. You can do a lot with them when they start lying down, because when I first had them done, they were like that, and it was like, oh my God, these things have got a life of their own. They're not going to lie down. But saying that, where's my bobble? I shave my head every day. Well, it's all right if you like the baldness, but the long hair I'm talking about is, they were talking about long hair. I'm just going to put it up quickly. It's dead easy to do me. And I get up and you just sort it out. The only bit I wash is my fringe, because that can go greasy, and straighten it. And that's it, basically. It's done, so you just have to put it in a style. So I don't really have to bother with blowing it out, blowing my curls out, straightening it, apart from just blowing my fringe. You can use a hairdryer to dry them. I do a little bit because they take a lot of time to dry. But apart from that, yeah, I don't really have to do anything. I got sick of spending 45 minutes messing with my hair to sort it out to look normal when it was all sticking out everywhere because it's naturally curly. So you can just mess with it. You don't even have to use a bubble. You can just stick it up with your dreads. So it's pretty easy. Pretty easy. It was hard to get used to at first, but it's you know, like I said, they're nearly 3 months old. Yes, they were extended a little bit at the bottom just because I didn't like the whole layered look going on. But apart from that, these are my dreads. So, yes. Hi, Jen Vlogs. Hello. So, yeah, just saying again, the whole thing behind long hair and dreadlocks or whatever, which I was just looking for. Hang on a minute. Let me just see. I mean, I am on Google here. We do know what Google is, but it doesn't mean Google's wrong about everything. Oh, I've not seen this one. I've seen another one. The followers of the movement called themselves Dreads, signifying that they had a dread, fear, or respect for God. Well, I don't have fear, so that... Oh, no, that's about that thing. It's not that one I was looking at, actually. Not that one. Don't have fear. It was this picture. It said... Listen to this. This was on dreadlocks. This was a picture thing I saw ages ago. I was like, what's that? Dreadlocks are more than just a symbolic statement of disregarded for physical appearance. Both Eastern and Western traditions, that's what I'm saying, it's not just one, there's a lot, hold that bodily, mental and spiritual energies, because this is more of a spiritual thing for me. It's not a fashion statement. Mainly, listen to this, mental and spiritual energies mainly exit the body through the top of your head and the hair. And if the hair is knotted, they believe the energy remains in the hair and the body, keeping a person more strong and healthy. Knotted means dreadlocks. And also because your hair fall doesn't come out, it goes into your dreadlocks. You're not losing your energy. An excellent example for Western tradition is biblical Samson, which, yes, biblical Samson, whose unsurpassed past strength was lost when, is it Delilah? I might have got that wrong. Cut off his 7, there's that number 7 again, 7 locks of hair. In classical India, all students of the spiritual path were directly enjoined by their scriptures to develop dreadlocks as a means to detach them from the physical vanity and aid them in the development of the bodily strength and supernatural mental and spiritual powers. The spirit realm, get connecting. So just saying, and I think it's lovely, and that is actually what I believe in. Not that you have to have dreaded hair, I'm talking about long hair, but this was one on dreadlocks, and I love that. And there's that number 7 again. But it's to hold your energy, which is your power, and that's why they say when some Indians who have dreadlocks, like the yogis, tie they have a big bun on their head. If you think about it, in the Middle East, a lot of women wear, they cover their hair. You wear hats, it's to also protect your crown chakra, which is about here. Your crown chakra. No, it's Sikhs, isn't it? No, it's Sikhs. What? Sikhs have long hair as well. Men and women, so men as well. So it's not just, like I said, it's not just one culture or race. A lot of people do it, and they know that the hair, having long hair, is sacred. So what do you think they did way back when the elites brought fashion in? Cut your hair off. I mean, it's funny really, because the rich people way back, like say, I don't know, the Victorians, I don't know. When they wore the big poofy wigs? Like the bigger they got, it's like what, the higher to God, but they couldn't have their own hair doing that, so they had to wear wigs. I'm just saying. And then Sikhs can't gut the hair off the bodies. No, because they know it's sacred. They know it's sacred. You know what I mean? Now monks, I'm getting into monks. Sikhs don't cut the hair. Monks shave the hair bald. But what it is I liked about the monk thing, what I think it was Devin was saying off Flat Earth Paradise, was on his other channel, was they think about it. If you've got long hair, your hair is swaying about in the energies of the, whatever you want to call it, source field, quantum field, God source, whatever you want to call it. This here, picking up, that's why I've called it, I don't even know what I called the title, Hair of Consciousness. It's picking up on all the vibrations and all the frequencies like your bodily hairs do, and the vibrations. So they say when a monk, goes to be a monk and they shave the hair off, it's because you're picking up a lot of signals and a lot of messages and everything through your antennae. So you've got to go through all that of what it might mean to you. Whereas a monk just wants to be out of distraction and just purely in the, I don't know how Devin explained it, but it was really good, of whatever I saw yesterday on whatever stream he did. I don't think it was recent. Or it might have been yesterday, I don't know. But if you think about it, they don't want the distractions. There's a lot of distraction when you've got a lot of the consciousness coming in and a lot of messages and spirit realm and all that coming in. So if you're and I thought, that's quite a good way of looking at it. I'm not saying that's the truth, but maybe they cut the hair off because they don't want the distraction of all the consciousness of everything that ever was and ever will be. They're just doing it, you know what I mean? Makes sense. Different way of looking at things, but I was like, I've always wondered why they don't, but maybe they don't need distraction in case someone's putting a vibe out there that's not good, and they're really honing in on the, because we know a lot of monks, the real ones, are putting good vibrations out. They know about Sanskrit, they know about lots of different things. So that was quite interesting, really. I was like, so if you're bald and you want to get a little bit connected, just grow yourself a beard. But it also goes into that thing of the witchy chat I'm going to be talking about tomorrow when I carry on with my book, and I'm going to be going through a video. Tapper, don't put it in yet. It's for tomorrow. Of, witches wise people had long hair, that sort of thing going on there. And I always see women as, they used to call women witches because the video that I'm going to show you tomorrow, it's like, yeah, there's the men energy again, thinking that, women are all this and women are that. And women do think a bit different than men. Men are like to be more factual and like that side of the brain, and women are more like they say off with the fairies, high side. And it's like, no, I think they were more interconnected with the earth, Sophia, Gaia, I don't know, whatever name you want to give Mother Earth, that's what is the tattoo on my arm, is Gaia representation as a person, not the realm, not as those gods above us, the planets, so whatever you want to call them, those energies. But that's how it's normally done, brought down into an image of a person, is what they do. I'll give you all a shout out at the end. But yeah, so hair's a lot more than we know. You're picking up on people's vibrations. And they were saying yesterday that since they've been growing the hair out, they're feeling more connected and more just like free to just be like, I don't have to go to the hairdressers every blah, blah, blah. I get my hair cut off and get my energy cut off and stuff like that. And I remember someone saying about this guy, he's got a bit of an ego because he thinks he's Jesus Christ. Because he does look a bit Jesus-ified, as in he's got long hair and a beard, like the pictures depicted of Jesus. Well, maybe that's because Jesus knew, having long hair was quite natural even on men, and you could pick up all the messages and things. So no, it isn't. It's just that he knows about, the hair symbolism as well, the spiritual meaning of hair and energy, if you're learning about energy. So I thought that was quite funny. See, it's like people's perceptions of people and things when they're not looking into certain stuff and not understanding. So it was just interesting. And yeah, I love it when I see guys with long hair. I'm like, oh my God, long hair. Woo-hoo. So yeah. Oh, hi, who is it? Major Face Bam, we got Joe, Martin, Sai, Karen B, Revel, Martin, No One's Flower. Who was at the top? Anyone at the top? Someone came in. Saw somebody at the top. Jackie. And anyone I might help, Mark, and I might have missed some people. I'm not sure, but yeah. So it's interesting when you actually go and do some research. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about all of it in all different cultures and things, but there is a thing behind long hair. If you think about it, like, why do we actually have hair? Like, why weren't we all just born bald? Like no hair on our body at all, as even on your face, you have tiny little hairs. So it's like, yeah, actually, has anyone ever thought about that? What is it? What is this? Because it's all connected like a tree. Think about it. A tree. Imagine me, I'm a tree. Probably got more DNA closer to a tree than anything else. These are the branches, because this is what it's like, little antennae sticking out. If you notice, plants grow up to the ether and the sun. Trees grow up, spreading out. Everything grows up. Nothing grows down, really. It first goes up. So you've got your antennae. So I'm a tree. This is my core. And, you've got your branches wiggling around in the ether, picking up all the photosynthesis and all the energies and everything. But also you've got the roots, because these look like roots. They're exactly the same. When the tree's leaves fall, hi PC Guru Rob, when the tree's leaves fall, they look like the roots, as above, so below. And the roots go in the ground, don't they? To nourish. And they're feeling around and connecting around there. So they're connecting below, as above, so below. Think of the tree of life. But they're also connecting above. So they're rooted in the ground. I didn't know this was going to come out of my mouth, by the way. But you're also connected to the cosmos. So a bit like when we say, ground with your feet, and then you've got these antennas up here. But also, that's all connected inside of you as well. Like your hair roots, your whatever it's called, goes into your top of your head, into all. Everything's connected. Everything's connected. If anyone gets what I'm saying, I know I can't explain it properly, but that's how I see it. So these, and your hair everywhere is connecting to everything else. No wonder they want you dyeing your hair with hair dye to dye your hair, so your hair probably thins and falls out, and then you straighten it with straighteners, burning your divine little strands of antennae, killing them off, burning your hair, cutting all your energy off. It's not a bad thing. That's why people sometimes, when they've had dreadlocks for years, and then something might have gone on where they need a change. That's where I said change again. You cut your hair off. They have a change to get rid of that energy, because they may see that energy doesn't hold with them anymore. That's why I've said about all this energy of letting go of stuff in the past, because it doesn't define you. Yeah, you know that the plausible theory is that only one electron in the universe. Well, and we are our own universe, aren't we? I'm having and that's what Devin was saying the other day. And I thought, yeah, totally, I'm into that as well. I can leave things and pick things up. I can let things go because I go with the flow. I don't stay stagnant. You're in your own little universe, and I think we were saying 17 in the house. I'm free. You're in your own little universe, and if you're in your own little universe, you've got everybody else there in their own little universe. But someone said, like, if someone else died, they die to you. Like, you might not see them anymore, you might feel them, but really in their universe, have they died, or have they just sort of gone on to something else? But I don't know if anyone gets what I'm saying. They're just still there, but they don't realise that it's like, would you even know? Maybe I am to people. How would I know in my own universe? Because I'm just here with me. What I can't see outside, I can't see outside these four walls at the minute. Just like, I don't know. Is it even real? Just saying. I've just shown some giant singles. Oh, you've just shown a giant single. Seeds today. I know, I've got to start sowing. I've got a box over there. Down there, that box. And it's got seeds in it. I really need to start looking at what I've got. I might have a look this weekend, actually, because I've done it before. I did some, I was going to say seaweed then. I did some sunflowers. They weren't big ones though, but sunflowers, yeah. You just reminded me, Martin, thank you very much, because I put that song up before. I was singing You Are My Sunshine, because that's the song that came into my head this morning, was You Are My Sunshine. I think I put it on before here. So, yeah. On the quantum level, yeah, well, quantum, and I go on about Q as in Q and Trump, and Q's more than people think it is, quantum. Prime Disclosure was talking about quill, which is supposed to be the lost gospels in the Bible. Quill, Q. Lots of mad things going on with the number 17. The Schumann resonance has been doing its thing in 17, something to do with the number 17, because 17's everywhere. Every time I look, everything's 17. Just saying, there's just some wonderful stuff going on. I'm so excited. I'm just in such a good mood, because watching the theatre roll out, and I know there was some of you over on the channel last night watching, and with Roxanne, and they were putting up a bit about Q, and people were going, oh, I don't believe in it, or oh, Trump this and Trump that. The only one thing I will say I saw some comments of some of you that are in here now, was the whole well, why don't it hurry up? Why isn't it fast? It's done in the time that it could do it in, and it has been, if you follow it, if you've been following it, has done it in a really good time. But what you must remember is it's been in since the 1950s, and the reason why it's not going fast enough for some people is because they don't realise how big it is. It's worldwide, and it's been going on for centuries, so it's a bit, it's not going to just go like that. It's had to be done the right way to make sure they get the right people in the right divine time. Patience is a virtue. That's like growing your hair. Everyone seems to want everything now, because that's the way they've made society. I want this now. It's like, chill your beans out, have a bit of patience, and the biggest thing to me is trust. Just like I read out my witchy book the other day, perfect love and perfect trust. I'm flowing now, and this is because if you don't trust, there's a lot of people out there who are thinking, this is just an example, by the way, so don't get triggered if you're not into it. Trump is just the same as the other side. So nobody has trust in nothing. You shouldn't be trusting. I wholeheartedly trust what's going on. And it's not just about that. Wholeheartedly, the universe has got our back. We're just going through the flow. We're going through the ebb and flow. That was the name. That was a word that came into my head this morning, where I saw a magpie flying, and it was gliding in the energy, the bit of air that was flying about. And it was like this, it was just going with the ebb and flow, and I thought, oh, ebb and flow, which I'll talk about the ebb and flow in a minute. So back to the example, society has been made not to trust. Now, me personally, I do trust. And people on there know that met me, I do trust. I've let people in my house that I didn't even know. I trust because I don't think everybody's burdened with the same thing that someone was before. Like if you were in a bad relationship. Yeah, but think about magpies, the duality. That's what I was thinking of. Oh, I was in a bad relationship before, so this next person I'm going to be really horrible because they're going to be like that person. No. You trust until they give you something not to trust. I've always been like that, and I've always been told, and I'm only realising now all the stuff I was told before about myself wasn't true, and that why have you trusted, why have you done this, even if it's got you in sticky situations, because that's the sort of person I am. Yes, people take advantage, but you're more of a stronger person if you can trust people and have faith in something. So I look back now and think, I'm glad I've been that sort of a person, because this time round, I know I can feel it. And to not trust something good's coming in, what's the point? I also got to trust the plan. I trust the plan wholeheartedly. That's not just that plan. That's my plan within myself, and the universe has got your back when you know what's going on. Yeah, it's because he's got a good energy sign. You know, and a lot of people call him a puppet. There's that thrown about. I don't go with the puppet because at the end of the day, he was asked to come in. We're not talking about the elections of being selected. We're talking about he was asked to come in. He didn't have to. He could have sat at home in his Trump tower and sat there and not bothered. You can look back ages ago when he said he might come in, he might not. He didn't have to. To me, a puppet is someone who's got their arm up the back and someone's pulling the strings. He wanted to do it. So to me, nah, don't go with that. That just means everything's bad all the time. There's always something. And then people moan about it because then they go on. I saw some comments, oh yeah, but it's people still think we're going into the New World Order. No one's trusting even in themselves, and that there's more people around the world that are actually good. You've been illusionized that there's more bad people than there is. But that's in my universe, on my timeline that I'm in right now, and I prefer the timeline that I'm on, not to think everything's bad when there's yin and yang and there's a balance. So really, there isn't the dark lording it all over us, and it's just one big thing of another side that's just trying to pretend that we look like and think like we think we're going to have this new golden age, but we're not really, because it's the dark side again. It doesn't work like that. It has only because they've deceived people, because people, we fell asleep. That's the only reason why they've won, is because of the illusion of TV and the media and the films and so on and so forth. But when you actually wake up to yourself, you can see it. Yes, Dolly, we all need to have our own plan. Yeah, you should know within yourself to trust. That's just how I see it. So many people don't, but I just think if people are just going on, it's like people shout out the Masons all the time. There was good Masons as well. There were sides. That's why they have a checkerboard floor. It's a duality. You want to say good and evil. We all know we're in a spiritual war at the minute. Mind, body and spirit. Those for humanity and those for not. It doesn't mean if someone was a Freemason, they were bad. There's people at the top that are trying to do stuff, but everyone gets triggered if everything's bad, and Trump's working for that side. He's an elite. He's not an elite. You only see him as an elite because he's got money. But if you think about it, elite. Let's look at the word elite. I just thought this last night. I-E-L-I-T-E. Right. I sort of see it as elite. I sort of see it just sounds to me a bit like elite and enlightenment. That just came into my head. Is a lot of them know at the top about certain stuff and how to play the game and all that. And then you got people going on about, everyone's reporting on, the thing that's going on at the minute with the virus. But L, yeah, and we know what L is as well. We're all the elves and everything. And then you're going on about, people going on about the virus, and the books and all that, and this was put out then. But we all know that side, if you want to call them the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, put out every 10 years, whatever it is, they put out a plan like they did with the Skripal in the UK. They put something out in the right near it. So they put a virus out. They plan it years ago to put it out in 10 years or whenever it is, that they do all the time. Then they move the stocks and shares and everything. So when it comes out and there's all this money moved about, they get rich. We get poorer. That's what's happening. That's what they're trying again, because that's the only ammunition they've got. That's why they asked Trump to come in, because he knows about numbers and is a businessman. If you have people up there, you can say he's a Mason. Who cares? So what? A good one. They know how it's working. So if they know they're going to bring something out, they also know they can bring it down, because they know how they work. It's a pattern. You've got to look for the patterns of behaviour. That's all it is. So like I said, I'm just eating my popcorn. Yeah, yes, Karen, you're right. They want to make themselves above God. We are from God. We are like gods of our own universe, as in we come from that whole one and we are a fractal. So we still have it within us. That's why we have the all spark. Think of Transformers. We're transforming ourselves into gold. Lead from gold. It's alchemy, baby. So we have the all spark in us. I used to love that film, Transformers, but think about it. Hi, Astral Thief. The Decepticons are like the Democrats and that side that just don't want to believe in a creator. Decepticons, con artists, Decepticons, all in front of your face in the film. And then you've got the Transformers, because what we're supposed to be doing is transforming our energy, either transmitting it, transmuting it, working around it. We're Transformers. We're transforming our DNA. We are moving into the light. We are trying to be good people, but you're not getting rid of who you are. You're not getting rid of your ego. You're just getting rid of the false ego because it's false. You're not, you're shedding that outer layer, which funnily enough, I cut this picture out ages ago and I thought, oh, what's that? You know my little art books I do when I just feel like putting stuff in it? I haven't done anything yet, but I just stuck it in there in case I lose it. This is what we're doing. We are shedding this grey matter. This grey matter. Grey matter's in the middle, isn't it? But I mean, I'm just saying grey matter. I don't even know how that came out. You know, the sadness, the happiness is within. She's putting her hand up to her heart. Everything's within. The outer world makes us unhappy if we're in too much of the falseness of it. You know, we're still in it. We can be in it. We are in it. But it's all about letting go of what we've been told we are, off media, parents, so on and so forth. And we're going within and finding our true, authentic self. That's why when I come on YouTube and people say, ooh, you know, you're saying this or you're doing that or blah, 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 or sometimes I swear or sometimes I'm just being me. That's all I can be because I'm just me. You know, when you've got people telling you should be this or this, that and the other, or I think you're this, it's like, no. Nobody knows yourself like you know yourself. Know thyself. If anyone gets what I'm saying, hang on. So like I said, there's many meanings behind the whole where we go one, we go all, research yourself. You're actually learning that when you go into the whole awakening and the things that you find out, as long as you don't stay in the rabbit holes and you come from it and learn, because we're all learning, is you actually research about yourself, because it's all about what you don't want in the world, the things that we don't want here anymore. We don't want this ugliness that's been going on with the lies, and we want to bring the light in, but you also want to bring the light in yourself. It's alchemy. So tomorrow I'm going to be going through the witch's pyramid in my book, because I read out the creation the other day, which was a nice story. I'm also going to be going through my manifestation, the art of manifestation, astro moon diary, just because it's a really nice diary, and you've seen the moon lately, the full moon. It was well bright, so bright, so bright, so bright. I was wide awake in the middle of the night. Yeah, I was. I couldn't sleep last night, all night. Oh, you just reminded me. Thank you, Critical Thinker. Last night I got the night before I got the old ringing in the ears. Hi, son. It wasn't ringing. It was like, and I was talking to someone on the phone actually. I went, hang on a minute. And it was coming in my right ear. And then last night I got the vibrations. I don't know if anyone has that. I know some people are talking about, because I know Shane on Unbiased on the Fence was talking about it. And Eileen has invited me to go on Unbiased on the Fence's channel soon. And I've just said I'm free anytime, as long as little one's in bed. So I'll be on there talking about the whole, the stuff, the other stuff that I talk about, that they talk about, like the orbs and energies and what we think's going on and all the good stuff that is in the spiritual realm that we are connected to as well. Yeah, Well, the thing is, son, I don't know if anyone gets this. Some people will make stupid jokes about it because that's how people are. You know, people who don't know, don't know. If they're not in tune with it, then okay. But every now and again, it started last year, it started at the beginning of this year, and every now and again, I get this thing. I can be sat down, or I can just before I'm going to bed, I'm not asleep, I just get in and I'm like, oh, here comes that. Like, it feels like an earthquake. See, some people go, yeah, it's because of this. I mean, I know the Schumann resonance has been going again, and it's been working up to 17, I think. No, it's not old. And it's just like my whole body's vibrating, like something's, like if you were laying in bed, like someone's going like that on the bed and you're just like, okay. It freaks some people out, but me, I'm just like, yeah, right, I'll just let that energy cut, whatever it is, that, yeah, that's fine, yeah, oh, it's here again. And don't know if anyone gets it. Oh, what channel? If you haven't checked out Unbiased and On the Fence with the lovely Shane, he does a lot of Power of Eight, a lot of chats about the Mandela effect. He started with the Mandela effect, and then they've had orbs on there. There's people from all over. I have been on his show doing I always get it mixed up, HBQ session, which is the Dolores Cannon sort of stuff, you know, and all that. Tapper's just put it in chat, thank you. So they've asked me to go on there because I said I'd love to, because we are all like quite connected in different stuff, even though we don't always go on about the same things. But yeah, I've just emailed Shane because he emailed me 4 days ago and I didn't see it. Sorry, Shane, if you end up watching. Yeah, Om is relaxing. So yeah, all that good stuff. I'm quite excited to go on that channel because this is the stuff that I love, and that's why I said, why all this other stuff's going on with all the toilet roll virus, because it will go down the toilet. I just want to do this that I used to talk about, why all that's going on, until the bigger things hit. Like I said, I talk about it when I want to talk about it, but my main things are the things I love to talk about, is little bits about Q. The whole JFK Jr. thing I love because that is a beacon of light and it's a good ass energy. Little bits when they pop up, but I just don't like going in depth anymore because I've woke up to a few other things I woke up a while back to the whole thing that it's a tool to wake you up, but it's also a tool to make you go and look at yourself, because that's what we're working towards. So yeah, you hear it, yeah. So yeah, and I'm just, every day is just like bonkers in it. Every day is just like mad. Every day is just like, oh my God, it's wonderment. I'm like, that's why I was singing this morning. That's the song that came in that I shared before, My Little Sunshine, because the sun was out and I was like, oh, my little sunshine. Yeah, they normally say it's frequencies, no one's flower. If you get into a lot of the spiritual channels, it's like downloads, some people call it. And I think that because a lot of the people that I follow that I genuinely trust and I do like watching, because a lot of people I don't watch that anymore because I'm like, nah, don't resonate. Only the people I resonate with, you get a lot of that and the vibrations. Because if you think about it, there's a lot of change coming on the 3D, but there's a lot of change coming in Gaia, Mother Earth. And because she's changing as well, we're part of Gaia. We're like her children. So when she vibrates with the change of her body, we do too. Like, if you don't know about the Schumann resonance, then you need to go and check it out and see what numbers have been coming out of 17. And we all go along with that as well. So, got the little children in again. So yeah. So like I said, I'll be reading out about the moon tomorrow and a bit about the witch's pyramid, which is really interesting because it's not interesting to me, I know about it, but it might be interesting to you because it still goes on from the cone of power that I talked about the other day. And then there'll be a little video I'll be playing and we'll be going through that about witches and women and stuff like that. And you can just see where the whole like men versus women, you know, all these women who think like this and connected. We can't be having that, can we? You Roman soldiers. Oh, no, we can't be having... Well, we're going to have something that will oppose all that natural stuff, you know. The natural wisdom of all time, of way back, way back, way back, way back when. So that's how I see it and always have seen it. So, yes. So, as I've not done this deck for ages, let's see what jumps out of the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Hey. So, yeah, it was really only a chat to say I'm coming on tomorrow to do the book reading. I might even sit upstairs and story time with Dolly. But like I said, please remember, if you think there's a plan in and why it's not hurried up, it's all done in its own divine time because it's worldwide and it's been going for years. They got in years ago, so it's not going to just take, you know, the snap of the fingers to actually, you know, happen that quickly. It's just people being impatient. And a puppet's only somebody who hasn't agreed to do something, because then you're having your strings pulled. People have got to have perfect love and perfect trust. A lot of people are not trusting nothing at the minute. You know, I trust the plan wholeheartedly, and I trust the plan within myself as well. I feel good things are coming very soon, the near future of the golden age. Some people get freaked out by that. And look what cards fell out. Are you ready? The Phoenix. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Resurrection. Surrender to change. You got to surrender to change. Why is everyone fighting it? Everyone's moaning about change. Change is coming. It's looking a bit chaotic at the minute, but it's coming. The reason why it's looking chaotic, the reason why there's viruses and shit put out, is because there's change coming. That side don't want the change, but they knew it can't be stopped. It's coming whether they like it or not. So they need to get with it or not get with it, because it's coming. And it's 29, which is 11. The Great Awakening. 29, 9 and 2. The Phoenix coming out of the ashes. You've got to surrender to change. People are so... They say they want change, but when change comes, they don't want it because they want to stay in the little bubble. Change doesn't bother me. I change all the time. I'm a Pisces. That's why some people say, oh, you contradict yourself. No, it's called I can change and let go of things or beliefs that I thought before and think, oh, yeah, actually, that isn't resonating with me anymore. It's not bringing anything in. It's not bringing any joy. Actually, no, I don't feel it. It did at the time, last year or whenever, or yesterday or last week. But at the minute, I'm looking at this now because, this resonates and this is helping me to flow more to the next thing and so on and so forth. So if you just want to stay there shouting out everybody's bad, everybody's this, that's the side of the elites, and they're all with the elites just because somebody might have had money. It's a bit like, come on now. You have to get up to the top to try and change, because you have to change it in the top ranks. So you need to put people in there, agents and stuff. I mean, if they had agents, why can't we? We've got an alliance in many different ways. So that's why I said, I'm not talking about all that stuff now. I'm taking a seat back. I'm eating my popcorn, watching the show till it fizzles out a bit, because it will. You know, I'm not saying there won't be a bit of collateral damage or this, that and the other, because there will. But I'm just going with the flow of the ebb and flow of me doing me, of what I need to talk about at the time I feel I need to talk about it. And this morning, when I saw the bird, the magpie, duality, black and white, it was just gliding about in the ether there, and I thought, ooh, and the word ebb and flow came in. And I always thought it was ebb and flow, and it's not, it's ebb of flow. And I was like, Dolly. Anyway, ebb and flow is like... I've just said ebb and flow. That's my word for it. You think of it like tides. Well, ebb and flow. But my word, the Dolly Daydream Dictionary, is ebb and flow. Because that's what I thought it was. So we have a Dolly Dictionary. Yeah. If you don't know, we have a Dolly Dictionary. And that's what I call it. So it's like the tides. Then you think of the moon as well. But the tides. Be like water, the tides. You have a tide that comes in, and you have a tide that comes out. When it comes in, it's all your energy's in. Whoa, yeah, I'm making things. I've got all this energy. Ooh, I'm hooping. Wow, yeah, this is great. I'm at work. I'm doing this. Yeah, I've got woo. And then sometimes you have the retract. It's a bit like when people go on about retrograde. You know what I mean? And then it pulls back out. That's when a bit of your energy goes. We have the up and down, the sine wave, where we go up, we go down. We have the ebb and flow. You know, it's within and without as well. It's up and down. It's in and out. So when we draw back, like I said, if you're tired of something, go and rest. You don't have to be at it all the time. If you don't, you'll make yourself ill. But that is life. And that means we go with the flow as well. Be like water. You go with the flow. If you go with the water, you're good. If you're on rapids and that, if you go with the water more, you're going to have a better a better sail down that river. If you're trying to fight against the rapids or whatever, the current, you're going to get yourself in trouble, aren't you? You're going to find it very difficult. Whether you get to the other side or not, we all do in the end, you're going to make it very difficult for yourself. You could actually make it a little bit quicker. Not quicker, easier. You're still going to have them turns in the river. You're still going to have them waterfalls, you know, well, we're up high, we're down low again, we're come up again. Because that's what we do. And it's how we go about doing it, the experiences we're going through. This life is all about experiences, basically. We've come into, some people say, a matrix again, whatever the frig it is. They do whatever shape we live on, whatever. We're here to learn through experiences, enjoy it, learn that things don't define us from the past. The past can be yesterday, last year, when you were a child. It does not define who you are now. It's all about the now. So that's why I say be careful in the now, not to get too caught up in some stuff. Like I said, you've got to be keeping your energies high because there is a lot of stuff going on in 3D and it can drag you down a bit. So you don't want to be when you're not in the flow, being dragged down a lot more just by being too into it sometimes. Like I said, you can be and then you can't be. Because you need to like energize yourself, you know. So you don't want to be depleting yourself of energy because what you focus on is what you bring in. If you get what I'm saying. Just waffling on now. So let's just have it. Let's do 3 cards. I'm feeling the 3. I am feeling the 3. So I might have my hair decorated this weekend when I get round to it. Oh, it's a bit like this picture here. What was this picture? Remember that one I did the other day? Bit like Sophia Green Heart. What are you focusing on? What is your point of focus right now? Is it you and your health or something else? Just like Tapu, when you were saying, you seen that video of them all falling over in the street and dying? I went, yeah, just like when the people are coughing under blankets in certain places when they're supposed to be dead. Do you know what I mean? All for show. They're talking about the thing yesterday of the video. I mean, I did say this a few weeks ago. The video of people getting pulled out of the houses. There was a lot of people getting pulled out of the houses in Wuhan because there were protesters against a massive incinerator. So they were actually going for the protesters, and that's why they looked all freaked out. You know, trying to shut them up. So, hi, 4-leaf clover. I'm growing my hair curly whirly. Dreads on the way. Yeah, I don't know if you know, but if anyone decides to have dreads, your hair will shrink loads. I had to have the ends just extended a bit because to my natural length, which was here anyway, so it's just like a little bit. But they do shrink. Oh, about 3 have just fell out. We've got the courteous root, perception, the spiral dancer. Well, we're all supposed to be spiraling up. It's like, are you spiraling back down, depleting your energy, or are you spiraling up? Hopefully you're spiraling up. And then we've got the Swan Queen, 13. Transformation, intuition and patience. Is that not what I just said at the beginning of this chat? People are too impatient. Using your intuition, which is knowing yourself, and trusting yourself, which is trusting what's going on as well. As within, so without, vortex, yeah. And transformation, because we're all going through a transformation. Earth's going through a transformation. We're going through a transformation with all these systems falling and everyone getting chaotic, but it's a change. The old guard's falling down. Just a new one will be put in place, not the one that was there before. The Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, withholding. That's just like I said before, a little bit like ebb and flow is. The ebb and flow is. Are you withholding? You know, you need to let things go. You can receive things when you let go. So if you're withholding it, you're storing it up. Like I said, storing energy up. You're not letting anything new in. You're too set in your ways. generosity, and that's a really lovely picture. And there's a castle in the background and crystals and, you know, the lady of the gift, the present. Are you in the present? See the little elementals, the little fairies. The elemental world. So I'm going to leave you with that. Can't even remember what I was talking about now, but there you go. I had to cut my dreads off. Yeah, did you grow them out too long? See, I don't want to grow them too long where they're dead heavy and I can't really do anything with them because, yeah. And when you first had them done, they were really, really annoying. But now I'm used to them. They're softening up and, yeah, they're just... I need to work on them because they are a bit messy. I have been lazy since I got them. I've not done anything with them apart from take my fringe out because it softens your face. But that's why they're all going about like they're going all frizzy. So I need to tidy them up because I quite like them tidy. I don't want them all locking into each other because the hairs start connecting. You have to pull them apart. See all this? I've got to like do all this. I'll sit and watch a film or someone waffling on and I'll do it, but this is what it looks like down. I know I don't have it down a lot. I never really had my other hair down a lot because it gets in my face, but you know, you can do different things with it, even with the fringe. If you can get it over like that, you can, you know, you can put it in. You don't even have to use bobbles, people. You just get a piece of hair, you just tie it and it's done. You can, can do more with this hair than I could before. You can just do this with it. Stick the hair under there, quicker hairstyling show. Stick it in. Sorry, my fringe is everywhere now because I didn't blow it that way, so it's not. And then you get these pieces. This is what I normally do anyway. Twist these. Grab these. Grab it. This is all I do in the morning. I don't have to do anything. I mean, obviously I'm putting it up. You do this and you've got a big bonnet. So, you know, if bits strangle out, you just put them back in unless you want them sticking out. Yeah, so there. Done and dusted. Yes, so. And I will say before I go, when I first got them done, Mum was like, why do you want your beautiful hair dreaded? I said, still will be beautiful, Mum. You just thinking, you know, you just like what's not beautiful about it. Some people might not like it, but I think dreads are beautiful. You know, it's always that perception of what someone thinks because you've been told they're dirty or you've seen someone maybe who doesn't really care for the dreads and they are a bit dirty, I don't know. And that's the perception you get. So you just think everyone's like a weed smoker. I don't smoke weed, I don't smoke anything, I don't drink really either. You know, just saying that's what people think of people because it's true. I'm not just saying that is what people think. Yeah. Oh, tattoos being portals, no. But you know, people always have that perception of something just because they were told it off somebody else, and this is where the whole thing goes about everything. That's why you've got to go within and trust yourself anyway. I trust myself, so I know that what's going on around me in the 3D and certain stuff that I like talking about now and again, I know it's all good. I know it's well in my universe it is. So I don't know about everybody else's universe. A great form of generosity is to fight for others until it is their time to wake. Patient as Dolly expressed so well. Thank you. Well today. Thank you, Faceback. Yeah, it's we do fight for others. Everyone's doing it in their own way, on their own, you know, quest, and stuff. When one is happy with oneself. Yeah, it's all about when one's happy with oneself. That's why I'm saying about the going within. I can look at the world in 3D with everything that I talk about on my channel. And I got angry at first. Now I can see it's part of the plan. I don't just mean cue the plan. I mean the divine plan. It's part of, I've said it a million times, of earth and everything, 17 in the house, as I'm saying, and 8 in infinity. It's, hi Jane, it's just meant to happen, even though some of it looks bad, it actually isn't. We had to have those, I hate saying this word, game players who were on the other side to wake us up anyway, if you want to look at it in a different sense. So I see things now like, oh my God, you know, it's quite funny, you know, but I still do believe, obviously, in the whole Q and Trump thing is the tool to wake people up as well. It's just showing people have had enough. They want the humanity side. I hate saying words because we all know everyone gets triggered with words, and this means that, and some of it means all the same, and blah blah blah. But and even I caught 007 saying yesterday on the late chat, there was said something about Trump, and I know some of you are in there. I can feel he's a good man because 007 did fall off him. He didn't like him at the beginning, and he fell off Q, and then he said he found it through me and Rox again, and when I was talking about JFK Jr. and the story behind that. So when you do look at him, he just says it is, but he's give people chances. He's got people out of prison. This isn't just now, this is in the past as well. He's give people business. If you actually be bothered to research in the past to what the mainstream has said, and it's no good saying, yeah, well, I googled this and I looked at this on this newspaper. They're all part of the mainstream. So you know what I mean? It's just like, well, you go with your heart. You can feel when someone's good. It doesn't matter what they're writing about someone, what bullshit story they've put on mainstream media. You need to look at that person's and read their energy. I mean, let's all read Joe Biden's, for example. What the frick's going on there? He's already said, I mean, he's all full of energy, isn't he? Well strong, that guy. Don't know what day it is, does he? Bless him. Bless his cotton socks. But really, if he's that ill, he shouldn't be up there, should he? Now, they all said, and some idiot who commented on my channel the other day said something about Trump and he's got dementia. I don't think it looks like he has. I think he might have. He hasn't. Vibrant, still going. Knows it is, says it is. Everyone gets triggered, full of vitality. You're looking at that person, you're like, you didn't know who his wife and daughter was or sister who was the other day. Just for example, chucking it out there. You know, just like, dearie me. So yeah, so I'm hoping I'll get an email back off from Biased on the Fence, and I can't wait to go on the chat on there. New energy within. Oh yes, all this, we're purging all the stale old energy and we're bringing all the new in. And that's why I said, if you're not getting rid of your stale energy and old beliefs and old systems and old ways of thinking, and you're not open-minded and you're not looking at everything from a higher perspective, because I look at things from a lot of different angles. Like I said, someone will look at example, you don't have to be into it. Q, research, question everything, research yourself, research what's going on around you, but also research yourself, because it will make you research yourself of your values. That's what it does. That's what that tool does. It makes you research your values in yourself, what you want in this world, what you want for everyone else. We don't want it just for ourselves. I mean, yes, we do, but we want it for everybody else, every being on this realm. It's not for one, it's not for elites, it's not for that. But when people are too triggered into, it's the same side. What's the point then? Did we just come to Earth 2 or wherever we came from? Whatever happened, whatever the truth is. We just came here, did we, to get tricked? There's never going to be this aha moment of actually waking up to yourselves because we fell asleep. Some people think we're dreamers in a game, maybe. But it's all that thing, we fell asleep, the fallen angels. It's everywhere, in everything. There's something. Oh, it's a matrix. Well, sometimes that has to go down, doesn't it, when you wake up? Some people are going to come out of it, aren't they, if anyone gets what I'm saying? Do you really think the divine? A lot of people believe in God, but then they moan about it. Oh, well, it's just the will of the... No, you just need to start waking up and realising it's all planned. This was all planned to wake people up. So we're seeing a lot of dark. So we can step back into the light. And even the dark can... people over there can change, you know, if they want to. So no, I'm gonna go now because I just came on for a bit of a coffee chat, and you know me, I start waffling on. But the news acts like Biden is heading the the news is acting like hiding. He will be hiding. Biden is heading the game, and I saw that on that channel paper, The Hill or something. They said, oh yeah, I looked and I thought, what? He don't know what day it is. Neither does Pelosi, but they don't know what day it is. Like, I don't think... And you know what they do as well, as we all know? They see the little crowd behind him. They don't pan out like at a Trump rally, do they? Because there's hardly anybody there. Paid people like flipping Antifa and all that, as we all know. But like I said, this is why I don't go into depth with all this stuff. I know, because at the end of the day, there's better things coming. There is a new world and a new way. Not a new world order. A new way where we start making solutions to the ones that we're pulling down. And And that's why I say you've got to boost yourself up in good energy, because if you've not got a good mindset, you're not going to be able to see through all the bullshit. You're not going to be able to pull in that new energy. It is about your state of mind. Mind, body and spirit. It's about the state of your mind. There's a lot of people out there are not realising that your energy is a lot to do with, they know this. They know this. You know. And it's all happening in the divine time it's supposed to, because also it couldn't be too fast either. As I've said before, you don't put a load of frogs in a hot pan. You have to warm them up before they jump out. The people who are finding it really difficult to wake up to transform themselves from within, because that's what's happening as well, they will come over. They're starting to anyway. I've said you can see it. Even my mum's laughing at the coronavirus, and that's saying something. And that's, that's not everything anyway with all that. Yeah, Trump gets stadiums, Biden gets a gymnasium. Exactly. Ha, you have to laugh about it. Yeah, and they will come over in the end, and then the ones that don't will be there to help them ones when they're just, But it's because people, like I said, people don't want to feel like they've been lied to. That's why I'm sorry to say there is an agenda behind the agenda that's going around called the woke. There's a agenda going that they're pushing that now, that word, because they think they're woke, but they're not woke. Because I saw something the other day where people were going on about something. It was like, oh my God, but they don't even know the thing behind behind that. But that is out there. They've tried pushing that on the UK media with some Indian woman that was on it. Can't think who it was, and she's trying to do that whole. She's trying to pull that race card thing out again when we had all the Black Lives Matters, which I talked about a few years ago. And I don't know if anyone remembered, I pulled cards out. They might have took it off a bandit, where I said, when you're saying Black Lives Matters or White Lives Matters or Chinese Life Matters or whatever it is, it's all rubbish. Everybody lives matters. If you're saying Black Lives Matters, you're saying white don't. If you're saying White Lives Matters, you're saying blacks don't. If you're saying Chinese, it goes on. That's how they play the game. Just like in religion, just like in the Q film, they're going for religion, race and gender. Yeah, prejudice, that's how they do it. So when they're pushing something like that, it's like, hang on a minute. Why are you trying to put a certain race down like they've never, like what? But we all know that's what they do. My parents are big Trump supporters. I try telling them don't believe any media about that. No, you can. Would you really want him running the way he's like, don't know who his wife is, stood next to him? And then he turns around the other day and said, vote for Trump. That was hilarious. Everyone's like, they're watching him going, what? Like the Trump hate. Oh my God, it was so funny. Malevolent forces not in there. I just want to say as well before we go, I just found this in my bag. When I went to New York, I stole it from Central Park. I've just picked it up and thought, they'll never find that in the bottom of my bag when I go through the airport. And I didn't. So it's an acorn all the way from New York, where I went to Trump Towers, by the way. All the way from New York, from Central Park. And it reminds me of being a kid, because I used to collect acorns, and they're massive. The acorn's massive. When I was little, as I said before, when I lived in the country, thinking that was the food for the fairies, and they were little hats for the fairies to have, or a bowl that they could eat out of. So it just reminds me of being a kid, which is good because it makes you smile and that gives you joy. It's all about happy, joy, joy. Plant it, yeah. Do you think, will it grow? My mum hates trees. She cut one down in the garden and nearly died. She doesn't realise what trees are, but I could secretly plant another New York tree. Woo. Jenny Hatch. Oh yeah, Jenny Hatch is great. Oh, my eye's twitching again. Yeah, you can't have good without the bad, simply duality. But we're coming away from duality in a sense, though, aren't we? Because we're going into one where it is just love. So when we get past that, this is what we're fighting, a bit of these sides. Like I said, if you haven't been over to Devin Elon Maggi, who's got a channel named that, but also has a channel, Flat Earth Paradise, and he's just commented on my little singing before. I love Devin. I just think he's great. I just love the way he talks about stuff, say it on the same wavelength, maybe a little bit of different things, but on that joy, we know there's something good coming in. We know, a lot of us know it's an illusion. It's just getting those words out of what we're sort of saying it is. Like some people say it's this, some people say, like the moon is a this, that and the other, and it's like, I don't think that, but we all know You know, we all know there's something going on. We all know there's something divinely going on. We all know there's something good coming. That's why that side is so fighting hard against pulling it down. And that's why I'm saying about the 3D, it's not all about that. There's more things behind all that of what they are actually, the bigger picture, thank you, Tapper, of what they're really trying to hide goes back to the Judean or whatever it is, taught with the creator, basically. Energies, the gods, the celestial bodies above, and all that stuff that NASA are trying to say that, you know, that this, that, blah, 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 blah. I just could go on and on and on. I just think life is bonkersly mad, but wonderful. And I'm in wonderment with every day when I'm seeing certain channels I like to watch, and I'm matching up out here with something coming in, little messages coming in, and little songs popping in my head, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so funny. Like, seeing certain numbers everywhere, going into people's chat, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I've just come in on 7 or 17 all the time. Nothing can stop what's coming, nothing. I'm still buzzing. Exactly, JJ Jedi, exactly. Nothing can stop what's coming. That doesn't just mean on the Q side of things as, you know, one of the last drops was God wins, you know, creator wins, source wins, whatever you want to see it as. But it does, because it was meant to happen. This was meant to happen. They've tried to slow it down, but they can't. Yeah, so they can't stop what's coming. And it's a bigger picture than what people think. Some people think it's just a takedown of this and a takedown of that. We know everything, but we know nothing. But I feel, oh yes, there's just a great feeling of like, when we get through all this chaos, after the storm, there's always a storm, and after the storm, everything settles. When it settles, I think we're going to see some beautiful things. I'm excited anyway. This is why I've got to stay in this zone of void of being excited. Jump into the void, people, the darkness. You know, everyone fears everything. I'm just like, oh my God. Prophecies are not set in stone. So, yeah. I'm just excited. Excited. So, I shall see you on Thursday night. I'll probably tell you on Thursday day what time. I'm going to come with the Witch's Pyramid chat story time, I'll call it, because I'm reading out of a couple of books. And see what you think. And yeah, so I'm just putting a little something together. Quick flash. And I hope it all about exciting. Yeah, I'm just excited. It's just like, you know, when you get them vibrations and them frequencies, like I was saying last night when I got that whatever it was, and I'm like, oh, here we go with this thing coming in again. See, other people will go, oh, it's this, and oh, when you think you're channeling or you get messages, it's just like brain to skull, MK Ultra. I think people need to, you know, like really like look into things as well. We know there's stuff been going on, but they're trying to stop you from knowing your higher self. They're trying to stop you from thinking to be connected. Do you know what I mean? Ugh. There's more to you than you. There's more to you than this avatar, you know. So I will catch you tomorrow. Enjoy your day. And yeah, is it in your head? Is it up here? Yeah. Cool. Have a wonderful day. Shine bright, beautiful light beings. Exactly. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. I can't get off. Oh, hang on. I had a dream. And then Trump was in both madness. I could not take a picture and then woke up and checked my photo. You should look into it. I have looked into Egyptian magic. Egyptian magic is alchemy. I have an Egyptian book on my shelf, and I also have, I've got an Egyptian book, and I've got alchemy. Egyptian magic is alchemy. Everything is alchemy, but they call it by a different name. I'm going to go through this book as well. It's all alchemy. Alchemy, baby. So let me have a look if it says anything in this one. But yeah, it's all alchemy. Alchemy. It's alchemy. You're supposed to be transforming yourself as well. We're not looking for the gold. We are the gold. We're going from lead to gold. Transforming yourself. That's why they call it the golden age. Yeah. Yeah, I've got an Egyptian book. Like I said, it's alchemy, and then people call it magic because they don't understand it. You know that the universe is just full of energy, and we are energy, and everything is energy. Everything that ever is and never will be. A bit David Icke, as I like to say, but it's true. Um, Batman and Robin over there. My son hasn't noticed that I've stole his Batman and Robin. We've got the dynamic duo over there. JFK Jr.'s Robin representing, and representing Trump is Batman. Kapow. So, yeah, got to have a laugh, haven't you? So, anyway, see you later. See you tomorrow.